Alright my friends, welcome back to Frogboy X1 Gaming. I'm Andrew and today we are building the GTRacer from Next Level Racing. So if you guys like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe. Your subscription definitely helps this channel grow and provides more opportunities like this. Now, Next Level Racing did provide the cockpit for this as well as the freestanding TV mount that we're going to put together in today's video. So we're going to go ahead and start unboxing this. I did kind of open some of this up a little bit just so that I could make this process a little bit quicker so that the battery doesn't die. We're going to go ahead and start putting some of this stuff right here on the table, and then we will look at each individual piece and make sure that everything is accounted for. We have an instruction booklet here. We might have to put some of this, we might have to move the box to the floor in just a moment when we get to the seat part. Big ol' freaking bag of air. We got a bag of air, my friends. Bottom seat. Stick that right there and hopefully it doesn't slide off. Another bag of air, and then the top of the seat, and another part of the frame. So guys, I can already tell you that this one here looks like it is going to come together pretty nicely. All right, we got all that out of the way. Let's go ahead and move some of these other bags off of everything. Okay, so everything is all nice. Ooh, nice leather. Let's go ahead and lift that up for you to check that out. Looks very, very nice. It's actually pretty light. So the overall package weight of this was like 75 pounds or so. And all of the frame is tubing, so that's going to be pretty nice. Nothing else in that. Obviously you're going to have your seat slider already attached to your seat, which is pretty nice, and part of the frame is there. It's got a nice little like velvety feel to it with a leather sides. Now I can already tell you that this ridge is going to be pretty deep if you're a bigger guy like myself. I think my back's going to be a bit wide for this one, but that's good. That's why we're building this. This will definitely help you figure out if this is going to be for you. If you're a bigger guy, I'm 6'2", 270 pounds. My favorite is actually the FGT Cockpit. That one there has a nice wide flat chair that's built better for bigger people. So that one will be perfect for you. Okay. Looks like it is the main part of the frame. Let's go take that off. We'll set that in there. This obviously is going to be, so we're going to build this in two sections. We're going to build the seat and then build the back part, the base, and then you'll be able to connect that to the front with the pedal plate and everything. So it looks like this one's going to be pretty simple to probably put together. Yeah, so these holes go all the way through that. This is going to be your cover. And it does have protecting film on it, so you'll pull this off and then it'll be able to go right on the front of that, I believe. Some double-sided tape. Because it looks like you're going to be taping that on, or you could pop holes in it and zip tie it on too if you wanted something a little more solid. Sorry, I'm just looking at the screen to see. Just getting all these undone. That way it's easier. A lot of packing, man. A lot of freaking packing. So here it looks like some hardware. Another tray. So this is the universal handbrake plate. So if you're going to put the handbrake on there, you'll have this. That's pretty freaking awesome. That's another good thing about Next Level Racing. You don't have to pay for butt kickers, the butt kicker mount. You don't have to pay for the handbrake plate. You don't have to pay for the seat slider. All of that stuff comes standard equipment with all Next Level Racing equipment. And I can attest, if you buy a chair, I bought the ERS3 mod, and that actually comes with its very own seat slider. You'll get a lanyard. Ooh, look at that. This must be fairly important. It looks like we've only got one in there. We've only got one side of the cover for the seat, unless it's in something else. Some more hardware. And you should have multiple extra bolts and nuts and all of that stuff after you're done building your cockpit. They make sure you have enough of that stuff. This right here is the butt kicker mount. So you just put that on the bottom of your seat, and then you can buy a butt kicker and stick that on there, and that will give you some more feedback as you're driving. Very cool. Whole nother bag of nuts and bolts. So that is everything unwrapped. It looks like we are missing just one of the seat cover things. Well, actually, we have one more piece. This is going to be your pedal. And then this will be the front. So like I said, we're going to build it in two sections. We'll probably start with the seat side first, and then we will move over to, okay, this is solid. It does not have any adjustment whatsoever on that. So you're probably going to have a certain types of pedals for that, and we'll go over that as we get into this. So I've got a Fanatec setup that I was going to put on this one. It's the DD Pro. We'll set that up on there, and we'll check that out in a separate video. This one here is purely the build. So in the box, it does say that you should have, oh no, it's just one plastic cover. So you just have one. So maybe it's not missing a piece, guys. Maybe we're jumping the gun here. Maybe we're jumping the gun. Fanatec, it's drilled for Fanatec, Simagic, MOZA, Logitech, and Thrustmaster. So that is pretty cool. Okay. Yep, that looks just like the one in the picture. And you'll have a whole bunch of, all right, so this actually kind of wants you to put it together first, because so that there slides into that. Trust me, you don't have to do it that way if you don't want to, but if you guys would like, I mean, I guess we could do it the way that they have on here. So let me move some of this stuff then. We're gonna need the whole table for that. And I actually do feel pretty comfortable putting this all up on there. Okay. All right, so we're gonna take the back piece. We are gonna take the front piece. And then you're basically going to slide these together just like that. And then you'll obviously put a bolt here and a bolt right there. I do think that you can definitely do this without doing that, but then it also says that you can, oh yeah, you are going to put 2 bolts through here too. So you're going to have 2 and then 1 down. So on that one right there, you're going to need 4 of the M6 bolts, 2 washers, or no, 4 washers obviously, and then M6, they're going to be 35 millimeter. So we're going to start looking in all these bags and make sure we've got everything we need for that. I'm assuming it's this bag because it's got all the tools in there. So you'll have so you'll need 1, 2. Okay, so these ones here have different sizes in there. So you want to make sure. Okay, so I'm assuming that these are going to be the. Maybe there's 3 sizes in here. And we'll just go through and see which ones feel the best for that. You will want to separate all this stuff. Make sure you separate all these out. There are 3 different size bolts in this setup. So you'll have some shorter ones, some longer ones. Looks like the majority are going to be oh no, shoot, there's even some smaller ones. Some 4 other small ones. Usually when they have these shorter ones, they're about an inch. I'm going to show you guys as soon as I'm done separating these out, all of the different sizes for this so that we can make sure that we're getting the exact same ones in there, because it doesn't really give you a thing to... Let's see if it gives you a thing to measure these up on, because you might have to figure some of this stuff out. So you got 55 millimeter, 40 millimeter, and then 35 millimeter, as well as the 16 millimeter, and then yeah, 16 millimeter. So seeing as there's like 4 different ones in there, you can obviously just assume that like they're gonna go in the right size. That's how I would figure that out. That's what my brain tells me to be logically, is obviously there's longer ones, there's not so long ones, and then there's little bit shorter ones. Okay, these ones are super long. Okay, and then there's 4. Okay, so we've got 4 really long ones, 6. Are those the same size as those? Actually, you know what, guys? What the freak? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so there's 5 different sets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we got 5 different sets. And then some more other little ones, some bigger ones. There's some M8s and stuff in here as well. See, these are M8, these are all M6. Alright, so in order to put those ones on, we are going to go with the M6, the 35mm ones. 40, 35mm. So 35mm are probably going to be these middle ones, and I'm going to show you one of each. Okay, one. So we're going to have 5 different sets of bolt that are in the M6. So the M6 are going to be your smaller ones. So this is calling for the 35, which is on this page, the very first page. The M6 is going to be, okay, so you've got, you got 4X of M6 55mm, 60mm, 40mm, 45mm, 35mm, and 30mm. I just kind of eyeball those bad boys. So we got 4 like that. So I'm assuming that this bad boy, this bad boy, this one, and then you'll take, after that you're going to want your washers and your nuts, which are going to be in another bag right over here. All of these washers, all of these nuts are going to be one washer per each nut that you put in there. Okay, and then obviously a nut on each one of them. For the purpose of this video, you got the longest ones, you got the second longest ones, the third longest ones, fourth longest ones. So out of all of the M6 bolts, the fourth longest one is the one we're using for this part right here. And then you have the 2 shortest ones. Those are shorter ones in here. So this bag here, I'm assuming is going to be like a bag of extras if you mess any of these up. So we're just going to try that first. This one right here is just going to have a washer, and then a washer, before you thread them into these already pre-drilled threaded holes. I recommend, if you're doing any kind of threading in, always start with your fingers first. Screw it in as far as you can. That way you know your threads aren't getting stripped out. That'll save you a lot of freaking headache. Obviously those threaded in very nicely. And then once we get everything where we need it, we can go back through here and tighten this up. Now you will get a bag of little tools. You can get your own tools. You can use their tools. For the sake of this, if my ratchet is the right size. Okay, so I will use my ratchet, but I will use their wrench. Because nice and snug, you don't need to overdo it. If you overdo it, you risk stripping everything out. Fill it. Nice and snug, and then you'll just go ahead and snug this one down. So that there will hold together nicely. Alright, now it's going to have the front bar assembly. So this is a little bit okay, so it looks like these, oh okay, look at that. Ooh. So these ones here are going to be a little bit longer on there, obviously, and I think these are going to be bigger bolts. These are going to be the M8s. So let's see what size M8s we got. Alright, so we got 1, 2 short M8s, and then we have 4 long M8s. And the M8 bolt, the way you're going to tell that is they're going to be thicker. They're going to be a lot thicker. And I'm sorry if it feels like I'm talking to you like you're a child, but I am just trying to help you if this is like your first cockpit and you don't really know the difference. Basically, a M8 is more like a, this is more like a 3/8 bolt. And then the other ones are more like a 1/4 inch, but they are metric, so they're going to be a little bit different. So you'll need 4 of these nuts. And it does show that there is washers that are going to go in this too, but we're going to want 1, 2, 3, 4 of these washers. So you'll have a washer, a bolt, and a nut. I am using star drivers for these, so you'll go from the outside. Make sure you're putting the bolt head from the outside in. That there's just going to make it look more aesthetically pleasing. I personally would recommend sticking in the 2 top ones. Throw a washer on both of those. And then just hold it with your arm. Just get that bad boy started. I mean, obviously, the way I'm doing it, I wouldn't be able to get my... So once you got those started, then you can just throw your bottoms in. The exact same way. This is going to give you easier access to get to these too. I mean, obviously, you probably wouldn't even be able to put them in the other way, so I don't know why I'm telling you that, but... Okay, so as you go to tighten these up, this bolt that you're doing with the M8s, you're going to use a, if you have a wrench, 9/16 or a 13 millimeter, I believe it is, if you're doing that. So we want this to look pretty decent. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of prop it. Well, we're not going to tighten this up because we're going to put the sides on here before we tighten all that up. So now I got to move all of my little bolts. I mean, obviously, if the bolt just looks like super long, don't put it in the freaking holes. All right, and now side wheel supports are going to be these bad boys. And so with this right here, you've got adjustment, like how close do you want to have it to the end. So you can have it all the way back here at the back. And that's why I don't tighten those up first, because this right here, we're gonna tighten this up, and that's gonna pull everything into place for us. Because if you tighten these up and then you're trying to get these in here, then you're trying to bend everything, it's all flexing around, that's just going to make you very upset. So let's see. All right, these right here, for these it is telling you to go to the farthest hole back, because your steering wheel plate, you're going to be able to adjust that which way you want. You'll be able to do it either way that you want to do that. So we're going to go ahead and stick those on. So you got an A side and a B side. Ooh, so nice of them. All right, this one here is calling for M6. So we're going to look at all of our M6 bolts and decide which one is going to be the best for that. 4X. Alright, so these ones are going to go through the bottom plate. Let's see which ones. So we're going to see the longest one first. That one there, way too long. That looks ridiculous sticking out of there. I would say the second longest ones for these. Yeah, I'm going to go with the second longest one for those. So you're going to need 4 of those. Make sure they're all the same size. Just kind of eyeball those. You're going to stick them right through. Oh wait, is that right? Yeah, it says M6. So we are going through this with M6. You're just taking them all the way through. I don't know why I brought the chair out. I guess I'm not going to be sitting in that chair. 4 washers in your little M6 pile. There are some wing nuts in here as well, but I haven't come across needing those just yet. And then 4 of your standard size nuts. Obviously, just throw your washers on there. We're going to put everything on here first before we tighten anything up on this part. So yeah, the second longest ones, those look pretty good. I've got maybe maybe an eighth of an inch sticking past the end of the nut. So we'll go ahead and go with that. We'll roll with that. Now we're going up here to the top part. That there is calling for an M6 as well. That there says it is 40. So I'm thinking, guys, because we got the long one and we got the second to the long one. Okay, that one there's longer than that one. And then, because I think we already pretty much used our, okay, so that's a shorter one. That's a shorter one. So I want to look at those first, those two shorter looking ones. How they're going to look through there. Yeah. So if we've got, so those ones there, these two right here are going to be the same ones that the same size that we had for the very first part putting it together. So I believe that was your third or fourth one down, because these longer ones, man, they'd be sticking out so far. It would just look tacky. Yeah, and it looks like we've got ones that are just a little bit longer. So fourth longest out of your M6 bolts. Obviously, you're going to throw on some more of these really nice washers. Put a nut on each one. Okay, it's already coming nicely, guys. We haven't even had to tighten anything up just yet. Now these holes do have a little bit of play in them, so like I was saying, you want to make sure you get everything on there first. And now it's calling for this. So with your mount for your wheel, as you can see, there are plenty of holes right here. So you can have it higher, you can have it right flat, you can have it back here, you can have it more, you know, toward the front. It's got slotted holes so you can tilt it. You can have this any way you want. So whatever you feel comfortable with is what you're going to want to do with that. What we're going to do for this purpose of this video is we are going to set it in the very back. Now this is pretty cool. If you look here, you're going to have a little hole right there, and then you'll have slotted ones that go across, and that there's all the way down. There's 4 down and then 2 across. So is what we're going to do to line up our setting is we're going to take it all the way to the very last one. Obviously, we're going to have this up just a little bit. And so they do have the slotted, so once you get it in there, you can kind of rock it however you want. But let me see what size this is calling for. So this is calling for the 40 millimeters. So those are just a wee bit longer. Now guys, on this one here, it's going to be pretty much, you're going to take your bolt and you're going to go through this side, and then you're going to tighten it from the middle of that. So let's see how many of these I got. Let's see if there's a shorter one. Okay, so this is, okay, so if you've got your long ones, then your second long ones, and then your third long ones after that. These are going to be your third long ones after that. If you go deeper than that, because you obviously have got the same amount of thickness on this as you do on the other thing. So go ahead and lift that up. To that first hole on both of these. Okay, so now that you've got those in there, go ahead and grab your washers. Stick those in there. I mean, even these are still a little bit long. So you know what, guys? I'm pretty sure that we have an unlimited supply of washers. 4 washers. Oh no, it's just calling for 4. So, but this one here is calling for putting the washers on the front. Actually, I think they all were. So we're just gonna go ahead and stick that in there. Get us a couple threads on that bad boy. And then this side here. Tighten those down a little bit, and then grab your other 2. Make sure you grab your washers. Stick your washers on the head first. Do that with all of them. I'm going to take all of the other ones that I've already put on there off and put them back on there. And then probably just run these straight across into the 3rd one over. Or like I was showing you, if you want it cocked back, then you can do it like this. We'll do that just for the sake of showing you guys. That way you can put your wheel on there. So if you got like one of them Thrustmasters and you stick it on here and then you mount it through, this here you should be able to still you should be able to get in here and mount that stuff pretty easily. And then. So this here is the setup that I would use if I was doing a Thrustmaster. This will kind of straighten your wheel out a little bit because the Thrustmaster is kind of at like a certain kind of at an angle already, and this here will just kind of help you counteract that angle so that you can have more of a flat wheelbase. So there's all of that. Yeah, I would recommend going back through here and putting all the washers on the other side, because these nuts, they already have kind of like a washer platform on them with locks on them. They kind of lock in. Sorry about this, guys. We're just putting the washer on before we put that in there. I think on the last one, on the FGT Cockpit, I put them all on. I put washers on both sides because I think there was enough, but I'm just going, you know, pretty much from the instructions to this one to see if we can do that. Okay, so now that all feels pretty stable. Now you can go ahead and start tightening stuff up. So we need the smaller one. And then where's the wrench for this one? Oh, it's way over here still. So I would start down here at the base tightening this. Give it until it's freaking snug. I mean, obviously, if you're using the stuff that they supplied with this, you're not going to be able to over tighten it with your fingers. Don't put like a screwdriver or something on there. If you bend up this metal and everything, then it just makes it harder if you ever need to take it down or take it apart or move it somewhere. But I mean, if you pay for it yourself, then you can do whatever you want with it, right? Okay, so I'm going to tighten the frame part first. It goes to both sides. Okay, so that part's nice and snug. Then you'll just stick your wrench through there, get it on the nut. Probably do these back ones first. On both sides. In the back first. Make sure it's nice and flush. And do your front. Oh man, that one there being a finger tight, that was almost freaking tight. Whoa! I guess our table wanted to not be up there. Alright. So I'm gonna just switch the put that washer on the front before you tighten it up. Maybe you were smart and already did that yourself. You're going to do that on all four of them. Okay, so now we've got the bigger one. We're just going to kind of come over here. Tighten this up until it sucks the metal close together. Repeat on the other side. You'll see the gap just disappear. Once that disappears, that is more than tight enough. Okay, got the bottom. One more. Okay, so that is that part. We've got the front there. Obviously, your pedal plate is already in place. Now we've got the mount for your wheelbase already tilted. Now it looks like we have, let's go ahead and stick those right there. All right, so after you're done putting this part all together, now it's going to tell us that we can do our shifter configuration. Now I believe you have two different ones for this because we've only got the one. Like this is going to mount where right here, and you've got, looks like you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You've got 8 different holes, but then there are also holes that go this way too. So if you want, you know, to have it out more like that or something, you know, that's what it's looking like to me. Plus you've got the mount bolts right here so that you can stick this on there wherever you need it. And then you're going to mount those through there. I could have sworn it said this was the plate for that, but it's not. It's showing this right here as the shifter mount. Or maybe this is for a bigger one. Oh yeah, this one here is bigger so that you can mount it to that. Okay, yeah, those holes line up. So you'll have a different plate for that. We're gonna go ahead and mount it with this one right here. So on this, we're gonna be taking third longest bolts for, okay, so let's see, is that the same size as that? So we gotta just make sure we're getting the right ones in there. Okay, so third longest bolts are going to be for in here. Obviously, stick those bad boys in there. Because I think our fourth longest bolts, there was only a couple in there. There was only like 4 of those, so. But this way you've got 2 plates. You stick your and I think these are the last 2 of the third longest. Obviously, I'm going to need this. Just kind of lay that flat and gotta get rid of your bone, Pandy. Okay, so this is put together, and we'll tighten that up a little bit more after we get it actually on here. So I'll set that out like that. You'll be able to move this in and out as well if you need to. I'm assuming these ones here are going to be a wee bit longer bolt. Not the longest, the second longest, because you got 2 flat. Actually, that looks very, very long. Let's see if I've got shorter ones. That looks better. We're gonna do it with these shorter ones. You don't want the bolts sticking out super long, so we'll do it with these shorter ones. We'll kind of bring it up here just a little bit higher, just for I mean, obviously you're going to want it a little bit shorter. Maybe you'll have it in a lower spot. You don't have to put it up this high. I'm just doing it so you guys can see it good. This is something that you'll obviously be able to readjust. All right, we're going to go ahead and firm this up. Because I want this. Nice and firmed up, so all of that is firm. So now we're going to go on over to the next page. This will be page 12, and that there is showing us that we have this screw. Well, this isn't a screw. This one here is going to go straight down the center of that. Boop. And then you are going to just, it appears, put one nut on it. Yep, just a flange nut, just right on the bottom of that. Now there is going to stabilize that so it does not move around on you. And it doesn't have anything on the top, it's just flat and it fits right in the hole. So, alright, now that we've already, oh shoot, I already skipped all the way over this, dude, I've already done all that. So now we're going to be doing the chair part of this. All right, so it wants us to take those out. And then take those out. Okay, so we've got to maybe move this over just a little bit. All right, so guys, this right here is gonna be like our first thing, because now it wants us to remove the bolts out of the chair. So, whew, that took a wee bit of pressure. Be very careful, do not strip these bad boys out. Alright. I'm just using my little snubby for this reason. I do not want to hit those with a lot of, do not put a lot of force on them. So you strip these out and that's gonna suck. So then you gotta drill them out. Oh man, it was just those ones. Look, these ones here, or that one. Yeah, these ones here come right out. So those two were very tight. Please watch that if you're doing this and you're building these. That could really give you a freaking serious headache if you strip those out, because then you got to get a drill, you got to drill them out, then you got to find a way to get the freaking nut out of there and everything. Sometimes it's not fun, my friend. Why is it saying to take those ones out though? That doesn't make any sense to me. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, insulation. Loosen the pre-installed M2 shaped bolts, washers. Okay, and then on the parts, see, parts. Uninstall 4. Okay, so yeah, this is saying uninstall, but that's just saying loosen those right there. So we will do that for sure. Got one out. And these are M8s, so these are the bigger ones. These are a lot more beefy. And we'll flip this back over. Dude, we got a lot of freaking extra parts because this thing's pretty much put together and we got a lot of extra bolts, so. Well, not extra, but we'll find out what we're mounting this to the thing with. But I kind of feel like I want to mount the bottom of the seat to the. I want to mount this before I put my back seat on. I just kind of feel like it'd be easier. Yeah. So this is showing the bolts going in from the bottom and then using wing nuts for them, and they are the 55-inch. Okay, so let's see. I don't think it would be the freaking long ones, because there's 4 of those. Maybe it is. 55 millimeter, yeah. I think those are kind of the biggest ones that we got, or they were like 65. Let's see how high up that's going to go. Okay, that one's definitely not going to fit that, so yeah, it is the longest ones. So you're going to have the longest ones with your washers, 4 washers. We're going to go ahead and stick those washers on there first. Alright, so now it's saying for butterflies on this, but honestly guys, I don't know about you, but I would possibly want to use. So just kind of line those up. Get that bad boy to go right up there. Stick a little butterfly nut on there. Oh, I see. Well, that's why they're using the butterfly, because it kind of just rides in that little groove or whatever. So, and then over here, you're just going to push from the bottom. Go through the bottom of the hole. It's going to come right up. And have a butterfly nut. Obviously you can mount these however you want. You might even be able to, like if you're, maybe get yourself some M8 bolts, because these are big enough holes for M8. Okay. Now, once you go to start tightening these up, just kind of turn them to the side. And then you'll see like the little, make sure you got your, your ratchet freaking going the right way though. Now you won't be able to over tighten these, sadly. Okay, those are good now. Now we're going to go for the hard part. Just take all 4 of the M8s that we took out right here on the seat. Grab the back of your seat. Remove the tape and foam covering. Okay, one side is going to have your oh yeah, it did say to loosen those. So loosen these ones on the side. So that way you can get it. Ooh, to slide on over. Get that one in, and then your rear. This would probably be a lot easier if you do it the way that they tell you to do it. Do the chair before you put it up here. But I was willing to take the risk because I am a little bit more on the as long as you get them to line up. And like I said in the beginning of the video, make sure you thread them in there first before thread them in there with your fingers so that you're not messing up the chair. Okay. So now that you got those in there, go ahead and tighten those all down. Start with the front of the seat first and tighten that down. Trust me, there's a lot of freaking turning, so do not use power tools on this. This is why it only has one cover, because you got the seat adjustment over here. Now you're going to tighten these back up. Okay, that does work. Going to get our little cover, slide him on. Because it's going to slide in that. Probably should have put that. Come on, dude. Okay, and there is a screw in there. Now we just got to find him. Let's see what it's saying in here. Stick that in there. So there's an M5 or something. The only one with the Phillips head. So you will need a Phillips head screwdriver to put this in there. And mine is not in here. But you'll just thread that into that hole. It is come with, unless one of these little things has a... Ooh, would you look at that? They did even provide you a Phillips head. Very nice of them. But you will have to hold the release lever the whole time you put this in, and that is going to feel quite uncomfortable actually. Wow. Yeah, we're not going to waste our time with that. So, that there, my friends, is the GTR Racer. Now, you can affix this right here if you want. It actually is going to go like this. But it looks like we get in here into okay, yeah, so you're just going to do it just like this. So we did have some Whoa, everything is... Okay, so we did have some like double-sided tape that I appear to have... Oh, there it is. They give you an unbelievable amount of them, so you can just stick them. If you mess up once or twice or 3 times, you're just going to go right across the center section right here on these. Which is fairly easy, and then this is just going to stick on there. It does have, let me see if it's got a backing back here. Nope, okay, that's just for the front, it appears. Give me just a second while I investigate. Yes, we do have a film back there. So, when you fix this, it's going to say Next Level Racing on the top. And it looks like it's going to go... I would say probably go try to line up the next level on the top one. And then, yeah, go ahead and stick it that way. But... honestly, guys, the double-sided tape stuff is getting the one side off is going to be interesting. Unless, of course, you have better fingernails than I do. Ha! It's just pulling it right off. Maybe it's this side that we needed. Okay. To tell you the truth, let's see. Let's take the white side off first. Maybe that's like stickier or something. Yeah, because the yellow side comes off easier. So we're going to take off the... Maybe we are. Good thing they give you a few of these. Okay, so once you get that off, yeah, that does feel a lot stickier on that side. And the yellow part comes off really easy, so that's the one you're going to do. You're going to put the side with the white one onto your cockpit. And then both of the yellow ones should come off fairly easy. Yeah. Yeah, the yellow side comes off easy, and then you'll take that, like I said, line up the Next Level Racing, get that nice and straight in there, and then boom. Run your finger across it in those 2 spots, and then pull off that to refill. Gosh, that thing's beautiful. So my friends, as you can see, I'm a pretty tall guy and a pretty big guy, so let me go ahead and move this table this way. So that I can set that down. Does scoot. I'm going to tell you right now, if you're a big guy, this is probably, I mean, once you got your wheel out here, you got your pedals, does feel a little bit tight on my back. Like I was saying earlier, it's probably not going to fit me too tight, but yeah. A little bit of flex. Honestly, if you've got like a Thrustmaster, you could put this up just a little bit higher. You could still kind of get this up a little bit. You know, we went with the top notch. Still had 2 more, so you can get that up a little bit higher. Let's see what else. Yeah, looks pretty compact. It's got that really good motion for going forward and backward. Got plenty of room for that. And once you get like the TV stand, we're going to do that on a separate video. So, it also does come with a different plate, like I was saying, for your shifter mount if you want something a little bit bigger for that. Looks like you can do it either way if you want, or like that. Yeah. Looks like it's pretty easy to get in and out of. It does feel tight on my back though, right here. I wonder if the ERS3 mod would fit this. Let me put it back up here. Alright my friends, I apologize for the cut in the video, but that is the complete build. This is the GTRacer from Next Level Racing. If you are interested in this build, there is a link in the description for Amazon so that you can pick this up today. The price for this is $399. Like I said, it comes with a butt kicker mount for the bottom. We did not put that on during this install. It comes with the shifter mount so that you can mount that adjustable plate for your sim rig, and the pedal plate is actually welded on, so there isn't a whole lot of adjustment for that. Now this is built for a GT style racing, so pretty much the whole complete package there. It does have the seat slider. As you can see when I was sitting in it, it is a little bit too small for me, but I think this would be absolutely incredible for your average build. Probably in between 250 pounds up to 6'2". I do have enough room to move around there, but overall I think this build was very, very good. Didn't have any issues with any parts going together. It went together pretty smoothly. When you get your package, make sure, like I was showing you guys, don't tighten everything up right when you put it in there. Make sure everything fits together, make sure everything looks good and snug, and you shouldn't have any problems with this. Be careful with removing the bolts from the seat when you are first putting it, when you're first taking those apart. You don't want to strip any of those heads. You would have to drill those out. But as you can see, the build went together nicely. We didn't have any issues, and that's awesome. The seat is very nice quality. I do like this. It is a very nice beginner setup. I don't think I would try to put anything above, you know, I mean, it says it's rated for 13 Newton meters of power. I'm pretty sure that would work, but it would probably feel a little bit, it would probably give it a lot of rumble. Definitely with putting load cell pedals on here, anything like higher quality load cell pedals is probably not going to be really, really good. You probably will get some flex due to the way it bolts together in the center. Other than that, I think this is a good quality starter build, no problem. It looks pretty small. You can fit it in wherever you need to. You can obviously take that apart. If you need to just use the wheel setup and stuff, you can definitely use that with like a roll-up chair or something. So there are plenty of use cases for this, and yeah, this is pretty cool. I do like this. Thank you again, Next Level Racing, for sending this out to me. I hope I did a good job putting this together, and if you have any questions, anything, hit me up in the comments section. I'll definitely answer any of your questions. I usually go back and check these videos pretty often, so man, this is pretty cool. And I appreciate you guys for watching, because without you, things like this wouldn't be possible to do on the channel. And I look forward to doing many, many more of these. definitely the video quality will continue to get better with each and every one. So if you like this, don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.